In this presentation, I'd like to discuss the relationship between optimism and depression. Optimism can be characterized by holding positive expectancies for the future, a tendency to believe that we live in the best of all possible worlds, and a tendency to have a higher inclination to hope. Optimism has been found to be beneficial to individuals' physical well-being, so optimists tend to view getting ill as less of a negative life event than pessimists, and actually report less negative symptoms. Optimism has also been associated with better mental health, and this is where depression comes in. Optimism has been found to be a massive protective factor against depression. Optimists tend to have higher tolerance to negative events and aim to see the positives in any situation, which is the opposite for individuals experiencing depressive symptoms. A main characteristic of an optimist is dispositional optimism. Dispositional optimism refers to the individual's positive expectancies for the future and has been found to be incredibly useful in recovering from a natural disaster, a chronic illness, or coming to terms with the death of a loved one. Appraisal theory introduces the idea of positive reappraisal, which simply allows an individual to experience a bad event and turn it into something more positive. Picture an individual waiting in line to buy a new game, only to find out it actually comes out tomorrow. A person who is depressed would see this as a disaster and may even feel embarrassed and scarred from the social blunder. Through the use of positive reappraisal, an optimist may say something like, "Oh, that's okay. I actually made a friend in the line, so maybe I can come back tomorrow and I'll make another." Reformulated hopelessness theory of depression describes two explanatory styles that change how one may respond to life events: optimistic or pessimistic. To determine which one an individual is, we can look at how they respond to a negative life event. Optimists would see the event as external, unstable, and specific, which allows the event to be processed and dealt with in a more constructive manner. Aaron Beck's negative cognitive triad shows typical thoughts of a depressed individual. Optimists have many more positive thoughts about the world, self, and the future. The following are the messages to take home from this presentation. Optimism serves as a protective factor against depression, with the help of theories to explain how. Having an optimistic view of the world can help in times of severe distress. And optimism can and should be applied to A, clinical settings through the introduction of positive reshaping of thoughts and encouraging patients to see themselves as well as negative events in a more positive light, and B, education, to teach individuals about the importance of optimism in the treatment and prevention of depression.